one of the big issues at the state capitol right now is reforming the car insurance market in this state. New Yorkers pay among the highest rates in the entire country. Governor Kathy Hochul has proposed a series of changes, like redefining what is a serious injury for litigation, updating liability rules, and also requiring that savings be passed along to customers. Well, the group called Citizens for Affordable Rates, that has been running commercials pushing for car insurance reforms, commissioned this statewide poll. Now, it asks a little bit of a loaded question that you can see there on the top of your screen, but look at the result. A whopping 86% of New Yorkers support the plan that has been outlined by the governor, which also has plenty of bipartisan support. James Freedland is spokesperson for Citizens for Affordable Rates, and he joins us here tonight. James, great to have you back on the show. Let me start by just asking you what your key takeaway is from this poll, and how much of a factor do you think it will play in there being enough political momentum to get this done?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I think that the poll shows that there's overwhelming support for the governor's plan to lower car insurance rates. It's pretty much universal. 86% of New Yorkers support the proposed reforms. So that's Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike. And they all agree that car insurance is way too high and that the legislature needs to do something to change that. So I think that, the universal, an overwhelming support of this plan will encourage lawmakers to take action this session to get something done.
James, how much of a factor do you think those commercials that your group paid a lot of money to air here in Western New York and across the state, how much of a factor do you think that was in building the type of public support that you're seeing in this poll?
Well, I think the support comes from the reality that New Yorkers are facing. There's an affordability crisis right now, and families and small businesses are paying some of the highest auto insurance rates in the country, $4,000 a year. In some parts of the state, nearly $7,000 a year. So that's more than double the national average, and we're not driving any more dangerously than drivers in other states. So New Yorkers know that, and this is, like I said, this is a statewide affordability crisis, and to get all New Yorkers to agree on something, it's pretty impressive, I think. And the reason is it's too expensive. They know it's too expensive because they're paying for it. So I think that is where the support comes from.
I know that your group is closely following what's actually happening in Albany, right? Because it's one thing to hear about proposals. It's another thing to find out what actually makes it into the budget or makes it into a standalone bill. What are you hearing among lawmakers and with the governor's office on what will actually make it across the finish line?
Yeah, well, I mean, the governor has made lowering auto insurance rates and cracking down on fraud a central part of her agenda in this current session. And she's included key elements to lower car insurance rates in her budget proposal. So there's negotiations that take place on all sides. Lawmakers are going to be considering that. And, we're confident that at the end of the day, there is going to be a deal made that's going to deliver for New Yorkers and puts money back in people's pockets where it belongs.
Finally, James, I have less than a minute left here, but one of the key constituencies for Democrats, who of course control all layers of government in Albany, is with the sort of attorneys out there who make a lot of money with personal injury cases tied to car crashes. And tort reform is a big part of this, right? And dealing with some of the fraud in the system. Do you worry about that type of influence making it into these final negotiations?
Like the poll showed, there's overwhelming support for lowering car insurance rates in New York. If forces that are part of the status quo want to keep the system the way it is, that's for them to make the case for. if they think that car insurance rates are too low and that staged car crashes are a good thing, then they're completely out of step with the reality that's facing everyday New Yorkers. So I'm confident that the legislature and the governor will join together to do something that is positive for consumers. And that's what I think we're going to see when it all shakes out.
There is no doubt that the public is with you and your group when it comes to trying to lower the cost of car insurance. James Freedland with Citizens for Affordable Rates. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you.